start with the impact of the pandemic. You work with a number of clients across industries, so I'm hoping you can give us a little taste of some of the big trends. How do you see companies reassessing employee health and wellness in the pandemic?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think with all aspects of businesses, when COVID started, there are three phases that were happening concurrently. There's the response phase, how do we address what's happening today? There's a recovery phase, how do we address the short-term changes? And then the reimagine phase, which is now that the world is permanently changed, that there is a new normal that will seem to persist. What does that mean for all aspects of our business? And wellness and employee health and well-being is very similar to that mindset. Obviously, if you were in the middle of the pandemic and office closures were happening and there were shutdowns, if you had any on-site health and well-being offerings, you had to go digital. There wasn't an offering for that. Now what we're seeing, similar to the future of work, there's a hybrid scenario as companies begin to come back, as they begin to explore what it means to work 3 days in the office or have some employees fully remote and things like that, is offering a mix of that on-site and digital offerings. The other thing that I would say as it relates to the reimagine phase is that what was happening in employee health and well-being, as in other aspects of the business community, COVID really accelerated that. I'm not sure if it necessarily changed it in a fundamental way, other than really accelerating trends that were already happening. And what I mean by that is some companies, but not many, were focused on mental health. Some companies, but not many, were focused on financial well-being. The companies that did have employee health and wellness programs largely gravitated around physical activity, maybe nutrition, but there was a slow and emerging movement to really embrace holistic health. And that includes the ones I mentioned before, as well as sleep, more emerging concepts like how does charitable giving impact our health and well-being? How does gratitude impact our health and well-being? And I feel like that is the biggest change that we've seen from an employee health perspective as it relates to COVID, is that there's been an acceleration of digital tools, as well as an acceleration of the definition of what it means to have a healthy workforce, to really embrace more than just physical activity and nutrition to more of a holistic module.
Got it. And tell me a little bit about how technology plays a role in employee health and wellness.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, technology is becoming an increasing part of all of our daily lives, including employee health and well-being. So whether it's access to on-demand content, so be able to access meditation sessions or be able to have a virtual consultation or work with a health coach and schedule a time, these technology tools allow employers to embrace and kind of, in some ways, scale the operations of the wellness program. And I think that is probably one of the biggest benefits of technology infusion into the workplace as it relates to health and well-being, is that it's created an opportunity for companies that are maybe even 100 people or 200 people, which are often organizations that didn't have the resources to really maintain and sustain a successful employee health and wellness program. They're able to do that because technology has given them access to more resources. It allows them to operate if they have multiple offices, if they're a hybrid workforce with individuals who are remote, to provide more equitable benefits as it relates to employee health and well-being to all their employees. And then in many ways, it just allows you to scale your interactions. And what I mean by that is, to have a really successful program, you need some level of individualization or personalization as it relates to what an individual is going through from the program. Health and well-being is a very personal concept. So for one individual, what that looks like is very different from another. And so a successful wellness program often has a wide range of offerings that allows employees to gravitate to what makes the most sense for them. That's hard to do without a digital platform. So be able to do that is largely through on-demand content and things of that nature. Employees are able to identify those resources that resonate the most with them, that are delivering them the biggest impact at that given time, and invest their energy there.